in his element.
Throw it into his mouth. Unbelievable, mate.
It's just like nature. It's what we're all about.
I tell you what.
This is just fantastic.
Wagons, ho!
Oh, thank your mother for the rabbits.
Just when they think it's safe to come out. Unbelievable! Bang!
I guess in the end, that's probably why we all go fishing.
Lovely flight. Thank you very, very much.
Welcome to Crocker Island, Rex.
Well, this is Crocker Island, as you heard, folks. Welcome to the second part of our trek across the top end of Australia. And there's been an important change. The selectors have announced Starling out, and the human broom has joined me on this trek here.
Well, Steve's got the runs on the board, Rex, but I can feel a big innings coming on.
Lance and Katie Butler are the people here that we want to see. They're serious guides. There's some serious catering. We've got some serious fishing to do. Let's go, Bushy.
Sounds good to me, Rexy.
Crocker Island is about an hour's flying time from Darwin and lies off the coast of the Coburg Peninsula in the Arafura Sea. Our base for the next 3 days is Jabu Lodge.
Hey!
G'day, Rex.
Good to see you, Lance.
Good to see you, mate.
And good to see you, Katie.
Hello, Lance.
Good to see you again, mate.
Folks, this is like old home week here with Lance and Katie Butler at Jabu Lodge on Crocker Island in the great top end of Australia. And Bushy and I are here to do some serious fishing. And our host, well, Lance, what do you got in store for us?
Well, mate, we might let you freshen up a little bit, have a nice cold drink, then we'll go out and chase a few barra, right? What do you reckon?
Hey, Bushy, not Barramundi again.
Not Barramundi
Well,
again.
folks, someone has to do it. Come along, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Jabu Lodge is 100 metres from the beach and has scenic billabongs at your back doorstep. This lodge has a unique setting. Accommodation is a fan-cooled eco-tourism tent built on a platform. This allows ample ventilation and sea breezes. The dining and relaxation area is also on a raised platform. It has insect-proof mesh walls that provide fantastic views. And for those who are television addicts, don't fret. We spent a relaxing afternoon watching the Melbourne Cup by satellite. Crocker Island covers an area of 330 square kilometres. It is made up of massive floodplains that drain into the sheltered bays surrounding Crocker. These bays and estuarine systems are feeding grounds for the many species that are waiting to ambush the various food sources that drain from the floodplains. And Lance Butler is like a sniffer dog at an airport. If there's something there, Lance will find it. He's been fishing the waters north of Australia since he was knee-high to a barramundi. His father taught him the ways of his ancestors. So now he has the experience of modern fishing techniques combined with 40,000 years of traditional native fishing skills.
Just keep persevering. Here's something going to happen. Found a great spot. There's just a big log lying down over there. But what happens is we've got to trigger the fish off. So we've got to put a cast in, another cast, and eventually they might wake up. One will have a grab, and then they think it's feeding time.
lot of live baiting goes on up here. That's if you can get live bait. The next best thing to live bait, bait that's expired, just freshly. Have a smell of it. Pretty good, eh? Fresh bait doesn't smell, it just has that wafting odour. We put it through the tail, just above the backbone, bring it out and bring the whole leader across and put it in just before the gill cage. And then turn it, pretty strong hook, and bring it out the side of the ear. And that's it. That's how you bait a pilchard or a mullet or anything. Little sinker goes straight down on top, becomes an entire unit amongst the snags. I think I could eat that myself. Might settle for the salad sandwich if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Something that's fairly boofed that mullet just behind the back of the boat and took off with a long run. Noel enjoying his sandwich. I said, Noel, drop the sandwich. Get the camera over here because Rexy's hooked up. And a dead mullet. I just had him in the current. I just was twitching him to try to give him some sort of attractive sort of presence. And something has grabbed it and is doing laps around the bottom of the boat. Well, never go against the guide because you'll lose every time. A beautiful, beautiful whaler shark. And he fairly thumped into that mullet. He thought, here's a bit of lunch. Look at that streamlined personification. And the hook is just in the side of his mouth, so that's just fantastic. And that's why he hasn't cut me off. Get a nice little release here and send him back to his mum. I don't think we want to see mum this afternoon. Come on, mate. Hold it there, Bushy. Come on, mate. Come on. That's the fella. That's the fella. So there you are. Beautiful little whaler shark. What a beauty, Bushy. You'll be able to do the job there, mate. Just in the corner. And look at that. These are a beautiful hunting machine, and they're up here in their thousands in the top end. Streamlined, 10 kilo, no kisses. Plenty of teeth that fold back into a real serious area there for anything that gets near them. Whaler sharks, a great family of our underwater paradise. And they're an important part of the food chain. If you don't want him for food, kiss him and put him back. Not this bloke. A bit of a cuddle and back he goes. Well done, mate. You got it, Bushy?
No, I don't think he has, Rexy. Yeah, no, he's still fiddling. Fiddling. He's just picked that mullet up off the bottom and jiggled it a bit. Oh, no, he's just dropped it again. I don't know what that is, Rexy. It's either a big sneaky thing or just something that's a bit small to really eat the whole mullet. Oh, the bus! Oh, burnt fingers. Oh, the bus. I don't know what this is, but it's a rather big thing. Oh, it's gone. Oh, I don't know what that was, but it just about pulled me out of the boat. I'd say it's bitten through my leader. We'll have to have a look and see what's happened, but I think that's going to be the case. I'd say we're going to have half a leader left on here. It's just about pushed the rod straight through my breastbone. Rexy, that was a big thing. All right, just unlucky. We just pulled out. We've still got all our gear. Not scuffed. I don't think it was a shark. Oh well. He's just picked up this mullet off the bottom and he is running. We'll see what happens. Oh, I got him. Oh, that's... Oh, no. Came right up to the top and jumped, so may have even been a big barra. I think this just pulled out. Yep. Back to the drawing board. Ooh, they're very, very fussy though. Very, very fussy. Just taking a little bit of line and they spit it out. Maybe a small fish, or it might be something bigger that's being a bit cagey. Oh, whoa, what is this? Oh, that's what we want to see. Golden snapper. Finger mark, only just hooked. Oh, coming here. Well, it's not a monster one, but beautiful eating. I think this one might have to go back to the lodge with us. Look what a beautiful fish they are. Colours, orange. Each scale's a nice black dot. They're beautiful fish. And one of the best fish on a plate. So I think we'll sneak him into the ice box and we'll see if we can get something a bit bigger.
You saw me just feeding out line there. This is not huge, this fish. When you're baiting with dead bait, like mullet or pilchards, just give him a bit of a twitch. And he's coming around here nicely now. It might be a golden snapper, perhaps. It is a Mangrove Jack, little Mangrove Jack, and have a look at that. And he's going to actually give me back my bait, and I reckon I can get him back in. But it's a very, very big hook. Very big hook. And look at those jaws. They just munch anything down there. It's a beautiful Mangrove Jack. He can go back in. But the eyes on top of the head, and he gets in amongst those snags and looks up and says, that's fantastic. Now, the great thing is that in using mullet that have gone to the big sandbar in the sky, we can just rig him up again and we've got another bait. We've got a bit of a bite going on here, Bushy and I, so we might be able to show you a little bit of action. Beautiful. Went off straight away before Noel put his camera down. Went off straight away. The old dead mullet down the old snag trick. And look at this. I haven't caught one of these for a long, long time. This is a buff gob fish. Now this is exclusive to these particular parts. And if my friend Mr. Attenborough was here, he'd say these come here a lot of the time for a haircut. They come into this estuary and they predate. And I can tell you now, I'm gonna actually take that back to Australia with me. I'll be able to go and say, Rexy's grown hair. Yeah, yeah.
Well, we've got this fish out of the snag, which wasn't really too easy, but he's come out and we'll see what we've got. It's a bit of a plotter. Oh, the big old tractor. The big old estuary cod. There he is. The mouth almighty. It's brown, it's big, it's got a big mouth. No, it's not Steve. Oh, 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 oh. There he is, the old garbage guts of the estuary. Great fish, actually. They fight like hell. They even taste pretty good. Look down the barrel of that mouth. And he was right in the snag. But we had this 50-pound leader, a good bit of gel spun, and we just pulled till he came out. Whew, nice looking fish, aren't they? Yes!
Yes, Rexy. He took that like a beauty. This is not a hairfish. He's moving. What do we got here? I reckon another finger marky, sort of a mangrove jacky type of thing. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful mangrove jack. And he gave me my bait back again. Yeah, seen these mangrove jack a lot on our program, and I can see mine host behind me, the great Lance Butler, the one and only, saying, no kisses, Rexy, because Katie's gonna pop that on the barbecue tonight. A serious mangrove jack full of teeth like Dick Emery used to have on his show. Oh, good evening, everybody. But what a beautiful example of a fish. And he's going back and he's going to be barbecued tonight. I tell you now, folks, if you ever want to come out here, which you should want to, Lance has married Katie and asked for the dish with the rice and the spices and the mangrove jack. And I tell you what, fasten your seatbelt. Oh, we're down to our last 2 dead baits. Had a fair session. We were hoping to get a barramundi or a big threadfin, but you can see that there's more to the top end than lure fishing and fly fishing. I got a chewed up old mullet on the end of this at the moment, and trying to entice something along this feeding laneway here. Oh, he's nothing to write home about, but at least I've used my last bait.
Ooh.
Bushy, look at that.
Well, it's not a bad jack.
Nice looking jack. Come here. Come here, mate.
Dinner for us, do you think?
Come in here. Well, he's got to go for dinner, doesn't he, to match that other one?
Yeah, we'd have a feed with that one.
Have a look at that.
Yep.
So not a bad jack to end the session, about 1 kilo. And Lance has done it again. Got a good feed of fish tonight back at the lodge. A beautiful shark, finger mark, a couple of big things that whoa, Bushy, that we didn't know what they were. So bait fishing, folks, it's just another branch or another avenue of the wonderful world of fishing. What do you got there, Bushy?
Oh, just one to finish off with, Rexy.
Good man, well done.
Oh.
And a little cod. Well, how about that? And the double hook rig and the dead mullet rig has worked again. Hope you enjoyed it, folks. We had a ball. Well, folks, our time together at the magnificent top end of Australia has unfortunately come to an end. There's a lot of people who made this trip happen for us. To Katie and Lance Butler out here at Crocker Island, absolutely magnificent they are. To the Northern Territory Land Council and the NT Tourism, they were great in enabling us to sample some of the best fishing on earth. And I tell you what, there's a few phrases going around, but I got a phrase of my own. If you never ever go, you'll never ever go. Think about that.